Okay. Hmm. Okay. Welcome, guys, to today's class. Today's class specifically, the whole uh, focus today will be on business model canvas. Okay. So, let's go ahead and see what all things we'll be covering today. So, the first thing what we'll see is what is business model. Okay. Okay. And then and then we'll go forward a step and we understand what is a business model canvas. Okay. And then there is a particular framework associated as a business model canvas, and we'll see what is this framework of business model canvas, and then how we can utilize it for any of the task, okay, of any of the business which we have, and how can we get all the clear cut picture in just one sheet. Okay, so what we have done so far, we have so far so we understood so far we understood every single point very specifically, maybe the niche clarity, the value you are adding, okay, how you will be reaching out to customers, okay, and then we also did our competition analysis. So most of the outside things are done now, right? Most of the things are done. But what happens is every time, right, every time you want to start a new business, right, you cannot have so much time at times, right? You want to save your time as well, right? So now what I'll be sharing is that the fundamentals has already been covered in last 4 5 days. It has been already been covered, right? So now we are seeing how we can get everything into one picture. So now most of them have started getting clarity, right? But maybe say they have got 80 to 90% clarity, but then we want 110% clarity, okay, about the whole thing or the whole business or the own online classes, whatever we want to do, right? We want to know every single thing. Okay. So now let's go back to a story when I told you that in 2011 World Cup, right? So when Muttiah Muralidharan came into bowling, right, MS Dhoni told him that MS Dhoni told Gary Christian that, sir, I know Muralidharan. Okay, I know Muralidharan. I mean, playing with him in the IPL. So what I will do is I'll go. Let Yuvraj Singh bat later. I'll go in because I know the whole strategy, right? So now that is, and then he goes into the ground, right? So you are MS Dhoni basically in your own field, and then you saw that opportunity now. Okay, you know what is the alternative, who is the competition now. Okay, and now what, you are ready. You are ready to step into the ground, right? So now let's move to the next step. Let's move to the next story, right? Now once you enter in the ground, right, now what, right? Already you know your competition, the opportunity, right? But then what you do, once you go once you go to the cricket ground, right, now you stand there, and what you do, you have your gaze against the offside, the onside, to understand how players are there, what is the fielding strategy, okay, where I should play, what all things I should do, if I want to take one run, how I should take, how should I keep rotating the strike, who is my tail ender, who is my co-partner, who is running with me, right? Now when does this thing come into picture? Only when he enters the playground, right? He enters the playground. So now what we are about to do is we are about to enter the playground, right? But then now as we are ready to enter, we need to have all the strategies into the picture, right? That how I'm going to do, whom I'm going to do, what are the things I'm going to do, how will I generate revenue, what will be the activities which I'll do, right? So every single thing, you should be clear of every single thing before the ball is coming. Okay, you have to analyze things, and then you start batting, right? So that is what we are going to do today, right? So you guys are ready with the armor, you have a bat, you had a strategy, now you are entering the ground. Okay, now we'll see how can you get all this. Now now you are about to start hitting the sixes, but and then the bowler is standing at there, he's coming running, right? And before that, what is the strategy required is what we'll be working upon today, right? So that you have a clear cut picture, because now henceforth everything is beating the hammer, right? Great. Okay. So now let's see what is the business model. Okay. It is a plan for a successful operation of a business. Okay. Successful operation of a business, identifying sources of revenue, the intended customer base, products, and the details of financing, right? So these are the core concept of any business, right? What is that? Your business should run successfully, correct? The ball should hit to the six, successful, right? Identifying source of revenue, identifying source of runs, from where I can get runs, right? The customer base, right? Customer base is basically what should be strategy, whom I'll be hitting, right? Who is that weak bowler whom I'm going to hit? Who is that my customer whom I'm going to hit very hard? For the next over, I'm going to hit 15 runs, 20 runs. Okay. For Muthiah Muralidharan, I'm expert. I'm going to hit 20, 25 runs. Okay. But then Lasith Malinga comes into picture. I'm going to have only 5 or 10 runs there. Customer is targeting the right person to hit. Right. Then products. Okay. Runs. And then detailed financing. Overall, the scoreboard should keep on rolling. Right. That is what long-term picture is about. So basically, if you see, your life is not much different from a business model, right? So we'll see how we start getting clarity on all these things, what we have learned so far, into a one single beautiful framework. Okay. So now there are various parts of the framework, and then I have broken down into simple things. So it is like a puzzle. So we break it down into simple things, and at the end, I'll combine all those puzzles, and then you will be like, oh, this is so beautiful, right? Let's move forward. So what is the business model canvas now? Business model canvas is a strategic management and lean startup template. What is a lean startup? As I said, right? No money. Okay. No money pouring in, only using your head to break the wall, right? Putting strategic effort to have all those things into picture, okay, and then going on hitting that six, right? For developing new or documenting existing business models, right? So whatever, maybe you are already an existing company, or you want to start a new company, right? This basically enhance your performance by at least 70, 80x, okay, just by having this one thing in your mind. But then for the foundation, you need to know all the things which I told you earlier in the past 4-5 days, right? Right. So now let's move to the first part. Of the business model canvas. Okay. So even for that, understand that who invented this business model canvas. Okay. So it was announced, it was proposed by Alexander Osterwald, who in 2005. Okay. And then he's basically a businessman and then strategist, who said that most of the people are struggling big time here. Can I build something in just one pager that anybody can understand and it will be useful for him, right? Okay, so we are moving towards the first section, or first part of the business model canvas. Now, what is that? That is the customer segments, right? So we have worked on customer segments on the day one, right? So who is your customer? Okay, who are the different set of customers? Okay, we have to segment it to very specific things. So we have already worked on it. Okay, so we have worked on it because we are going to sell comb only to a person who respects it, right? So one of the framework or one of the section of this business model canvas is customer segments, right? So who is your customer is one of the first question every businessman or every entrepreneur, any investor whom you go and pitch, right? He'll ask you the first thing. He will not ask you what value you're providing. The first thing what he will ask you is, to get your clarity, is who is your customer. Okay, so this is the first part, or this is the first section of the business model canvas. Okay, moving on to the next. Value proposition. What is value proposition? Is basically what is the value you are creating for that customer, right? What services or product you will provide to solve the critical problems of the customer, right? So this is the second section, right? Moving on to the next, it's like very short session, but then you'll get a lot of insights and a clarity upon how do we connect all those things into one single thread, right? So now first thing is, who is your customer? Second thing is, what is the value you are going to provide to that customer? What is the service or product you are going to provide or solve for the customer's problem, right? Moving on to the next, channels, right? So now I have a customer. I know there is a problem, right? So now, how do I connect both of these things, right? There has to be some kind of channel. Okay, what will be the channel? The channel may be an online channel, maybe Facebook ads. If your example, basically you have a retail store, right? So what is the channel? The channel may be offline store, okay, or basically door to door delivery. This is the channel, right? Or supply chain is what basically we call them. Okay, it is basically a channel that, you know, this is the value, you know, this is the customer. Now how can you bridge a gap between them? So that specific thing is called as a channel, right? How you connect this value and this customer is through a channel, right? Moving on to the next, okay, relationship, right? So now I have a customer, I know who is my customer, I know what is the value I'm giving to him, okay, and then I also created a channel to him, okay, a channel where I can reach him and have sold my first product, right? But then, right, is it that you will have that, you want to sell him only once? No, isn't, right? So you have to continuously keep on maintaining that relationship for a very long term, right? So how do you maintain it? Okay, so I'll just give you about the live classes or online classes which you're having, so that you are already experiencing it, okay, and you get a lot of clarity in that. So who is my customer? Educators. What is the value I'm giving? I'm upskilling them on online learning and also providing them platform, okay. So this is the value I'm providing them, and then I want to increase their income by 5x, okay, and I have to make them independent. This is the value I'm creating. So so what is the channel in between them? The channel in between them is, how I'm reaching out to them is online platforms, okay, or marketing or Facebook ads. Basically, this is channel. How I'm reaching out. Okay, maybe Zoom is one of the platforms, Google Meet is one of the platforms. This is a channel, how we both are communicating. Okay, done. Now customer relationship, right? So I have made that first sale, right? So, but now what I want to have a continuous relationship with all of you guys, not for one time, but for my lifelong, right? For my lifelong. So now for that, what are the things I'm going to do? Okay, one thing is, I'll give you support. So I'll give you support. Support is one type of giving relationship, maintaining the relationship, right? Because I want to continuously engage them, right? I give them support. Second is doubt clearance. I give them some doubt clearance. They have some doubts, I help them clear it. Okay, value addition, right? Not only in terms of supporting them in their doubts, giving something extra out of my pocket, right? Giving them some frameworks, okay, sharing them my personal experience, right? What does this do? This builds customer relationship, right? So now, because what it does, it builds a long-term relation with your customers, right? Moving on to this, right? So now we are done with this, right? So we know who is our customer, we know what value are you providing, we connect them to a channel, and then we also have a continuous relationship now. Okay, so if you see all these things, right, all these things are internal. Okay, internal parts. It means it is only limited up to me, so I can do all these things, right? But then these are internal part. Now there, let's go to something called as external section. Now what is external? For my running of a business, I needed certain things which are internal, which I've covered. Now see what are the external things which are required. Okay, so the fifth thing which comes into this business model canvas is the key resources, right? So what is the key resources I need? Okay, for example, right? Okay, so I know this is my business, this is my online business, but for that, what is the key resources I need? Okay, the resources may be, I need a room, okay, I need a building, right? I need a building, that is a resource I need. I need an internet connection, okay, I need a laptop, okay. So these are some of the what you can say, supporting material, because these are the resources which I need, right? And then your resources can also be human resource, Okay, Akshata is one of my key resources in my 30-day masterclass. Okay, she's my key resource. Okay, finance, right? One of the investor, government of Karnataka, is a key resource for me because they are pumping in investment into my venture, right? So I personally is also one of the resource of the company because I am the founder and I am running it. So I am one of the important person of this. I'm one of the important element of this key resources, right? Because resources are like external things which are required. Me, maybe it is physical, financial, intellectual, or even human, right? So this is what is the first thing which is required in the external side, which we call as a key resources. Okay, let's move to the next part. Okay, key activities. Okay, so now I have the resources. I have the laptop. I have the internet. I have Akshata. I have government of Karnataka. Okay, supporting me. Okay, and then I have a building, all those things. Now what? I have to do some key activities, right? Okay, I have to do some activities in order to execute or run the business. Okay, your business model calls for a number of key activities. These are the most important actions of your company you must perform to operate successfully, right? So now, just before this key resources are basically tools, right? But key activities are actions. Now, actions. What is the action? First, conducting online webinar. This is an action, right? Designing presentations, action. Doing marketing, action, right? Providing support, maybe this is one of the action, right? Key activities, right? So these are all the what are the things you do, right? Having a proper plan, creating a proper plan is an key activity. Okay, coordinating with my teammates, key activities. I have to keep that balance, and then that is one of the activity which I do, right? So once you have that resources, right? Once you have the resources, how to use that resources is what we call as a key activities you are going to do, right? So this is all about key activities. Okay, now let's move next. Key partners. Okay, what are the key partners? Key partners are the relationship that you have with other businesses, government, or non-consumer entities. Okay, basically these are the kind of people who help you grow to the next level. Okay, so who are these? So maybe one of the key partners for me is Google Meet. Okay, or Google, right, is one of my key partner, right? And then my mentor, I have 3 mentors, so these are my key partners. Okay, basically. Okay, then what I have, so I have a vendor, electrical computer supply vendor, okay, who takes care of all my stationery stuffs for my business, right? So he's one of my key partner who comes into picture because he takes care of all those things of my needs for every for the whole month. Okay, my co-founder. Okay, maybe for you it may be your father, it may be your husband, your spouse, because these are key partners basically. Because these people, right, when you grow they also grow, when you lose they also lose. Okay, if you want to summarize key partners in one single statement, right, if you win they also win, if you lose they also lose. So basically when I grow, right, my mentors also get proud about it. Okay, they also grow because they can also put out on a portfolio saying that I helped this guy to go to the next level, he's also growing. Okay, now let's take about the vendor, right? So if I purchase from him, basically he's also getting more orders, right? So he's also growing with me. So one of my key partner is my father, or my family is my key partner, because if I grow my family also grows, right? If I don't they also don't, right? So basically it is directly proportional. People who come into your directly proportional with respect to you or a venture, these are your key partners. Okay, great. So coming up to the next, so now all things are set. Now let's come to the financial part. Okay, cost structure, right? Cost structure refers to the various type of expenses of the business in occurs and is typically composed of fixed and variable cost. Okay, so now basically cost structure is one of the important thing. Now what is the cost structure, right? There will be costs, right? If you want to run a business, definitely there is going to be expenses, right? So now that expenses, okay, can be majorly categorized into two different things. One is fixed cost, one is variable cost. Okay, Now, Abhishek, tell me what is the fixed cost? Fixed cost is my rent, not going to reduce. Okay. My internet bill, fixed cost. Okay. And then my maintenance cost, maintenance cost, not going to fixed cost, right? My light bill, right? Not going to reduce. Let's come to the variable cost. Now, Abhishek, tell me what is the variable cost? Variable cost might be human resource cost, right? So for this month, when you're outsourcing something, so for this month, I want somebody to design my poster. Okay, so this month I want it. So it is a one-time job. So I invest 5,000 rupees, I get the job done. Finish. It is varying, right? Next month I don't need it, right? Okay, this month I have to do a lot of brainstorming, so I buy 10 bundles of A4 sheet for brainstorming and all those things. Right, next month I don't need it, right? So all these costs which are not continuous, right, are variable cost where it may go up or down, up and down. Maybe stationary cost, you buy it one time for 3 or 6 months, and next month you don't need to buy it again. Maybe all those things, right? And then there is irrelevant cost. Irrelevant cost are like sometimes you make some losses, okay, and then you have to pay for that. Okay, so some other things. So your Google Drive is full, okay, and then you have to pay extra for that extra. So your company vehicle broke down, and then you have to repair it. So these are all unexpected costs. Unexpected cost is basically we also call it a sunk cost. Okay, so this is one of the element of the business model, eighth element of the business model, right? So now we are seeing how much we are spending, right? If you see all those things, variable cost, fixed cost, everything is going out, right? So now we'll see from where the money, how the money will come in, right? So it is a 9 point where we say it is about revenue streams, right? A revenue stream is a source of revenue of a company organization. Okay, in business, a revenue stream is generally made up of either recurring revenue, transaction based revenue, project revenue, or service revenue. Okay, so in short, if I want to summarize this point, right, revenue stream is how will you make money and what is your model. Okay, so now you can say I make money by teaching online. Okay, okay, online teaching is one of the revenue. Second thing, okay, this is first type of model you have. Second thing is consultation calls, right? So I make I for every 1 hour I charge 5,000 rupees. Okay, so this is my consultation. This is my second revenue model. So first is online classes, second is this thing. Third thing is my services. Basically, I do services of marketing, okay, finance. I do that stuff, okay, for people because people who are business owners and new and they want to come to me, right? So they don't have zero idea. They said, Abhishek, I don't want to do anything. You do all those things and just tell me. I'll deliver classes. You take care of every single thing. So I prepare all these things for them, right? So for that I charge. This is my third revenue model, right? So for like that, how many streams of revenue models you have using this business? Okay, so basically it is expected that at least you have one or two, minimum two, right? You have, so that at times even if one falls down, second is there to support your business, which can be made sustainable and scalable. Okay, right. Let's move to the next part. So this is the summarization of the whole business model canvas. Okay, so now let's put all these things on a single sheet, and see how things work out. Okay, great. So let's take an example of Facebook. Okay, I have already given one complete example of online teaching already, right? So this is a second example. So Facebook world is a social networking site. Okay, first thing, what is the first thing? Customer. Who is your customer? The customer are internet users, advertisers and marketers, and developers. Okay, customer segment. Now, what is the value I'm giving to these customers? One thing is connect with your friends, discover, learn, express yourself. Okay. For advertisers, I'm giving reach, relevance, social context, and engagement. For developers, I'm giving personalized and social experiences and payment gateways and all those things. So I have the customer. Now I have a value proposition, a value which I'm providing. Okay. Now, how will I reach them? I can reach them through my mobile app or my websites or my Facebook ads or Facebook pages. This is how I reach them. So now, once I establish a connection with them, how do I continue keeping it? how do I continue maintaining the relationship? Okay, what I create, I establish a connection and I create a same side network effect and cross side network effect, where once that connection is established between, like, I and Harlidma became friends today, right? So now what I'll do, every day I'll go, I'll see if there's something new updated here. Okay, ma'am also sees whether I have updated something here. In the same way, what I do, I grow my more customers. I connect with Shweta, okay, on my Facebook. I see what post she is putting. She also sees what post I am putting, and this is an engagement, continuous. So Facebook is keeping continuous engagement using this model. Okay, next. So this is all internal, right? This is what Facebook is doing. Now let's see what is the external things which they have to do. Okay, what are the key resources they have? The key resources for them is the platform itself and technology and the infrastructure, right? Now, what are the key activities they have to do? Key activities they have to do is build platform, right? Platform development. Data center manage. You have to manage that data centers because there are huge number of users coming up. You have to maintain all those things. And then who are the key partners? For them, the key partners are content partners, movies, music, new articles, right? Why? Because the more these partners, right, the more people or public figures start posting on Facebook, they grow. Indirectly, Facebook is also growing, right? So as I said, partner is directly proportional. So these are our partners. So now let's move on to the next, where we see what is the cost. What is the cost? I mean, what is the expenditure they are making? Data center cost, right? Huge data. More than 3 billion people are there on Facebook. So I have to maintain the data. So I have to maintain data centers. Marketing and sales. Facebook does advertisements. If you see on advertisements, a lot of advertisements on TV, commercialization, all those things. Okay, they put a lot of money in R&D because they have to continuously improve, right? And then they have their own general administrative people salary and all those things. So they have generalized it, saying it is general and administrative salaries and all those things. Okay, now see what is their revenue stream, how they are making revenue, right? So revenue, basically, they're free, the platform is free, but then see, a lot of people are putting ads. For ads, they have to pay to the Facebook, and that is how Facebook generates revenue. Okay, and that is how, like, payment revenues, right? So they have also started giving their own services, Facebook services, from where they start making payment, right? So if you see, so simple but so powerful tool, which will help your every single thing, right? So it will give 110% clarity about your whole business in one single sheet. Okay, and then you can start batting, right? And now maybe Muralidharan or Lasit Malinga, right? Dhoni is going to hit six with his helicopter shot, right? So this is a template for that. This is a template for business model canvas, which you will be doing it for your business, right? But then I've already answered most of your answer, because everybody on online classes, right, have similar things, right? So what is today's task? Today's task is that you have to create your business model canvas. Okay, so great, guys, that is the session today. Okay, and then we are open for any of the questions in a moment.